Hello everyone, welcome to this ReactJs tutorial series, and we will be covering all ReactJs features and what all facility ReactJs provide. So we'll be covering all of that, and hope end of this course you will be understanding how we can use React, right, for your web application and website, and what all different framework available on ReactJs. So first thing, what is ReactJs? So ReactJs is a JavaScript library. So it's very much available here. So you can directly go to reactjs.org. So you can come to reactjs.org, so which is React official website, and this ReactJs is developed by Facebook. So I think everybody knows about Facebook, right? And if you come here and you see that ReactJs is a JavaScript library. So what does that mean? So basically the base language for React is JavaScript. So you should understand basic concept of JavaScript before even starting React. I'm not saying you cannot start React without JavaScript, but still you should know basics of JavaScript, right? So React.js is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces. So that means if you understand little bit web pages, right? So, and you, even if you do not understand web pages, right, or website, so whenever you go to any URL, right, you go to facebook.com, youtube.com, you see a page, right, that is called web page simply, right? So that web page is developed using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? So now this web page, right, even you see this is a web page. So simply if you try to understand here, so what all sections we have here, right? So we have this header here, right? We have this part where we see that JavaScript is a library, right? So to build this user interface, right, where user will interact, right? So that part React will help you to build, and in better way, right? So that's when we need a React. So let me explain why do we need React, right? So let me explain you first what is web page, right? So this is a web page. So web page opens in Google Chrome or any of your browser, right? Even if you are on Firefox, or if you are on mobile also have different browser like Opera and all of that, right? So this web page can be built from HTML language, right? CSS. I will tell you what is all of that, but just to start, how the web page look like, and what is the language used for that. Okay, so this web page, so what you generally see in any website, so first you have a header, right? If I consider even this React.js official website, you see this header, right? So you see this header, right? So this is the header where you see your navigation and all of that, search, right? So this is your header part. You sometime have this banner, right? You have your data here, right? You have nav, right, side navigation. So you might see the similar structure here, like you have this header, you have your React.js banner, like where you see all of this, then you have some content here, right? So all of this what you see here is a web page, right? And how it made using these three things like HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So the point is how React will help here, right? So when the React need came in, so that is the point I wanted to make. So if you see we have this header, let's say tomorrow this web page basically, or it turn to multiple pages, like you need to create multiple pages, like here you have a doc, so you have created multiple pages, right? So for each documentation you have separate page, you go here, right, you have multiple page, so one page turn to 100 page, right? Tomorrow your one page will become 100 page, right? So that's when you say it's a website. where you have multiple pages in it. So why do we need multiple pages? So we will bundle them one place and we can show as a website. So you see there is a URL change. Basically we are navigating to different pages here in the website, but each and every navigation go to a specific page that is called web page, right? And this whole of it, like where you go reactjs.org, that is called website. The problem occurs here. So what is the problem? So you have 100 pages already, right? Let's say tomorrow somebody asks you to change this community to something else, or maybe let's say they wanted to add contact us here, right? So what will you do? Because you have created 100 page out of this, right? And every page have this header, so and header have this menu, right? Because it is static, right? So every page you are keeping this code, right? Because of these three thing, right? So they will not allow you to create something outside and then use it again here. So the problem is everywhere you have this header, everywhere you have all of this menu, right? So now what happens if some change comes to you, right? So you have to update in 100 pages, right? So you have to go in menu, every page you have to go where you have written the code for menu, and you have to add this contact us page, right? Okay, so you have to write this after each community, right? So every page you have to go and change the code. So now the number of iterations, right, on a website will be more, like you have to go 100 time, sorry, you have to go 100 time. So you have to go each page one time and change this, right? So you have to do 100 time change. So now to avoid this kind of situation, React or this kind of library or framework will help. How they will help? So now ReactJs, okay. So what ReactJs will help us? So let's say similarly we again have this web page. You have this header, okay, and then side navigation, which has your all of this content, right? Navigation, or maybe if you have a documentation, you have a couple of different links, right? Side nav, where here you have your data, right? So now what we are doing with React, so this header will be creating separately, like we'll have one whole empty space, right? So now this header will create outside header.js, right? So this we will import here. So what is happening now? Even if you create multiple page, let's say you created one more page, just understand very simple way. Now here again you want header, so what will you do? You will just import that here. Similarly you will do for multiple pages. Similarly, if this side nav, right? So this side nav, what you can do, .js, you'll create this one, use it multiple place. So the help which we get from React is segregating or taking out these components, right? So that's where React is component based library, right? We say component based, so because we can create this component once and reuse multiple time, right? So that is the advantage we get. So benefit, what benefit we'll get here? So the similar way, like you have home, product, right? And tomorrow you wanted to add contact us, and then again sometime you think of adding services, right? Again you wanted to remove this product or something that sort, right? So easily you can remove one place, and then all of your pages which is using your header.js, right, will be able to see the change. So how many iteration you have to do? One. So what we are saving here? So 100 out of 1 we are saving here, right? So that's the advantage you get from React. Hope you all have understood, like why do we need React and what is the need for this, right? So hope you guys have understood why do we need React, and how the need generated, right? So similarly, like React, we have couple of more framework which does the similar kind of thing. Like you might have heard of Angular, Vue, right? Svelte and all of that, they serve you similar kind of thing, like where you can divide between components and then reuse. So you might have also studied in your college reusability. So that is the factor here, reusability, right? And they all based out of JavaScript. So what happens when they all based out of JavaScript? So JavaScript is one thing which you should be learning properly, right? So if you learn JavaScript, then all of them you can easily learn. So and you can take the advantage of it. So whenever you are creating any website, or it's just not limited to website, when you work on big applications, right? So you definitely require any kind of these frameworks. So I'm not just telling React is good, but I'm just telling if you need these advantages where you can divide into components and then reuse again, or you want to write business logic outside and you can import that one place, you can create utils, right? So you can do a lot of these things. And in the course we definitely have a project where we will be doing all of that, so that you will understand how we will be achieving reusability, right? And how we will create our utils, how we will create our web pages, how JSX works, how virtual DOM works. Everything we'll talk about here. So just wait for another video. Yep. Thank you everyone, and we'll be ending this video here. Thank you. Bye bye.